Hi guys, well, welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Always wouldn't be one of my videos without some background noise, so it's currently bin collection day. So there's beeping going on in the background, but I need to head out later, so I'm going to make the video now. But I thought I'd just talk tyres briefly. The Tuono comes with the Pirelli Supercourses as standard, and I think they're a great tyre. Not had any issues, took it around Scotland in the Isle of Skye in the piss wet through rain, and you know, we were tiptoeing around, but no issues with grip or anything, to be honest. But surprisingly, the front tyre has worn out a lot faster than the rear, which I'm surprised at, because I'll just show you. Normally, for my experience anyway, you get two fronts to a rear, but I've got easily 4mm tread there, a little bit less in the middle, which is interesting. I will check that before I come back, when I come back from the Isle of Man in a couple of days, because the logic was, and probably just trying to be efficient, I probably, thinking about it, probably should have just paid the difference, but front tyres going in for a change tomorrow. I'm going to the Isle of Man in a couple of days with a couple of guys, so there'll be a video on that. And then the thought process really, I'm taking this touring in about a month and a half, and we're going to do about 1,000 miles or so, and I didn't want to put all the miles on a brand new tyre and square off the rear, because a lot of it will be kind of motorway. So the view was I'll kind of get the last out of the Supercourser, and then we'll put this on and we'll have fresh rubber for you know, next couple of years probably. So we'll see how that goes. I might reconsider that when I come back from the Isle of Man, because the middle is a bit lower than the sides. It's probably get to like 3mm or so. I'm not sure whether that'll cover us, especially given the riding we'll be doing next week. So yeah, but I decided not to go for the Supercourses again. I was looking online and looking around. They're way over the top for what I will use it for. Apart from the Isle of Man trip, I don't really get any proper temperature into them, or any, you know, crazy riding or anything on the normal roads in the UK. So I thought, well, I'll go for just something a bit more everyday. I have the what's it called? Michelin Power. Was just always a tyre I've gravitated to, because I quite like the design actually. I think the good looking tyre makes the bike look better. So partly for that, and they've done me well. They've put them on the blade. They're on there now. There's a fairly new set on there. They're not the 2CTs, but they're just the standard powers. And when I was looking on the charts on Michelin's website, which I can put up, the grip from the Power 6, which I've gone for, is supposed to be a lot more than the Pilot Powers. It's more than the 5s, and it's still a road-based tyre. I think it's one of the last ones you get to before you start entering that race bracket. So I went with these. I paid £328 from the Visor shop, and yeah, they've got a good profile to them. Nice and squishy and stuff. Plenty of tread. And interestingly, I used the same tyre fitter. I found there's a couple of garages won't fit tyres. I think one in particular that I spoke to said, "Oh, we don't do it anymore," because somebody complained that we scratched his carbon alloy, his carbon wheel, which we didn't, but I think he's trying to make a claim out of us. So for what it's worth, you know, 25 quid a tyre to fit or something, we don't do it anymore. So that's annoying. But found another one who does it for me. I'm actually going to go on a ride on the Millie shortly, and this is in the way. But when I'm back, because I've actually just fitted the Oberon clutch slave cylinder a few days ago. So and when I started it up on the little path here, I stalled it straight away. So the bite point is a lot closer to the grip than it used to be, and that's what I wanted, because it's all at the end. It used to be. So I'm going to kind of test ride that, just get familiar with it, just give it a once over, make sure there's no issues, and then we'll put that back in the shed. We'll bring this out again, and then we'll strip the front wheel down. And I normally take the loose wheels in, to be honest, mainly because I get more booking slots, because it doesn't take as long at short notice. So I've written down all the torque specs. They're all available on AP Workshops' website. I think the only caution is 80 Newton meters, I think, for the axle, 50 Newton meters for the caliper bolts, and 10 Newton meters for the pinch bolts. And he even says, be careful. So I think I might even go 9. Well, we'll do 10. I don't know, but I think there's a chance to split them. In fact, It says on it 10. It actually says there 10. Yeah, and what I'll also talk about when I come around to doing it later on is this Roadlok which I've put on. So there's no room at all on the disc lock. Excuse me. So there's no room at all on the Tuono for storage, which is why I bought that bum bag that you see me ride with sometimes. With the other bikes, I've always just put stuff under the seat. There was enough room for a hat and some glasses and visor wipes and stuff like that. There was nothing at all under here. So I fitted a Roadlok. I think it was just north of £100. Relatively straightforward to fit. It's just you need to figure stuff out. I actually rung the guy because the instructions didn't quite line up with. There's a few measurements you've got to do, and it's about choosing which spacer you put in so you don't over tighten into the caliper housing. But all sorted over the phone. And I think when I take them apart, I'll tell you which spacers I've used, and I've had no problem with it a bit later on. So yeah, great little thing, and it comes with a little plunger. In fact, I'll just go and grab it. So yeah, so that's the key for the Roadlok, and I just have it on a little sort of carabiner, is it? Just take it off and leave it with the thing so it's not flapping around on your yoke when you're riding. Excuse the neighbours' dogs. So yeah, basically it comes with two things. You've got a blanking plate, which again, just little nice pieces of engineering. I think that's cool. So that goes in when you're riding, just to stop shit going in there. And then that little rubber blanks off the bit there. It's really smart. It's really smart. And yeah, you just carry that around with you. And this little plunger thing goes into one of the holes on your disc. So I'll give you a little demo actually. So you might find some resistance if it's not already found a hole. And then you just rock it an inch or so and it should find the next one. And you'll hear it click. There you go, didn't even take a centimetre there. So that's it, there's no way of pushing the bike away now. And I think you might say, well, where's your safety wire to let you know? There's no chance. Because it clicks in, you can't even move the bike. So there's no risk of setting off with your disc lock on. You won't even you stall the bike. But there's that there as a visual reminder, I guess. But yeah, I guess if your lock's here, you'll end up doing, a full half turn or something. And that's where you end up smashing up fairings and causing damage. And you might just need to rock the bike to get it out. There you go. Simple as that. So yeah, I'll go for a ride on the Millie now and have a bit of a day out, get some lunch, and then we'll come back, get this out. Well, I might do it in the shed actually because it'll have to be there overnight. And yeah, I'll do it in there. And then we'll get this fitted in the morning, and I'll just keep an eye on the rear tyre, which what we're looking at. It's just that bit that's caught my attention. Might get that booked in actually. I'll speak to him when I'm there. I might get that booked in after the Isle of Man. I'll see what it's like in a few days. Yeah, because I don't want to be going to Europe and causing issues. So yeah, let's saddle up and head out, and we'll pick up where we left off in a few hours. Right then, well, let's get the front wheel off. And yeah, it's ready for changing. Right on this first on this tread here, it's just very little tread left, and I'm very much hampered with space. If you can look around, it's I'm squeezing myself through the bikes, and I'm already sweating. It's like a greenhouse in here. But anyway, we'll start with the calipers, and then we will loosen the pinch bolts, take the front axle bolt off, nut, and then we're good, and tie the calipers up. I'll see how they hang, child, and take them off as well. Oh god, they felt tight. 50 Newton meters. Oh, Jesus. Just have to wiggle the calipers and push the pads in, the pistons in, which I thought was kind of tries to do it. I can hear some weird noise. I don't really want to be putting pressure on the brake caliper disc. I almost feel like I want to put some tape on there, although that might encourage me to lean harder against it as well. Here's some I made earlier. That was for my tank grips, that. Although again, it's padding it out as well, which is not what we want. It should be easier getting them on, because I'll get a screwdriver in there and push them home. There we go. There we go. So, plenty of life still on those, and the previous owner, he gave me some sintered pads as well with the bike. So, yeah, I'll just, that's interesting. I hope that's normal. You've got a fat shoe and a thin, and then alternatively you've got a fat shoe and a thin. But yeah, we'll have a look at that after the Isle of Man. Let's keep a check of the brake wear. So let me find a bucket to put these on. That might do for now. Probably one. How high is it? Okay, something up there. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just push these in a bit, just twist. That's better. Yeah, so as I was just pushing it in, I've just gone and checked the brake fluid reservoir, and it's fine. So that's one done. And the wheel remains unmarked, which is a good thing. Just a bit dirty. Let's do the other one. So to make my life easier, I've got an adapter here. So this should be, that's a half inch to a 3/8. Oh, you dick! I've left my. There's always something. Left my torque wrench adapter in the garage for the MG. I may have Loctited it. Jesus Christ, that was tight. Whew. Bit of a workout that, in this heat wave we're having. No, I don't think I've put Loctite on. I followed the instructions, whatever they were. But the Roadlok adapters you need, by the way, the markings. Are nowhere to be seen. I thought they were on this outer lip. Can't tell on that one for some reason. Take the spacer off here as well. I'll just get a picture for reference. And then we've got the other sort of baby spacer down there. Roadlok there. And then let's check this one. So, just to be thorough, or thorough if you're American, the spacer you need for the 2022 Milli Tuono, I think 16 mil. It's 15.3 mil. I think they are marked. I'm just wondering whether the pressure against the caliper is sort of flattened it out, but that sounds a bit extreme. You can see there is an impression. I just can't find them etching on it. Anyway, I know they're right, so there we go, finally. Jesus. That was hard work. Oh no. See, when it comes to my life, despite me struggling there to get that off, the mudguard's now in the way because the stands don't lift this high enough, so hopefully all we need to do is just take the mudguard off. Why is that stuck on there now? Oh, give me a chance. Oh, always something. And I'm going to grease that up before that one goes back. Right, so hopefully now that's loose enough. I can roll the wheel out. Ho ho! Success! I've done something. I just need to remember that is the right side, the right hand side that has the bearing on it, or the whatever that is, right hand side. Yep, and the wheel tells you that as well. And you probably can't get it in that way. So yeah, let's go and take that out. Shimmy my way through. That's the before and after. That would be lovely around the Isle of Man actually, because you can just see it's not, well, it's squared off a tiny bit, but it's the right hand side obviously gets more. I'm a lot more confident on the right, and you're not going to hedgerow in your face when you're going round, and whereas the left's not good. Interestingly, I called ahead to my guy and I asked him, do you have any black wheel weights? I want them all black. I said, if you don't, I'll buy them and bring them, because these are silver and I don't think they look as good. And he said, we've only got black, so you're in luck. So yeah, dogs, my God. Must admit, I've got a bit of a sweat on in there. It's very warm. So yeah, give it a minute. So yeah, as I was saying, in fact, I don't even know what I was saying now. Yeah, well, we're all good to go with the front. The next challenge, because I seem to like to live a stressful life, the next challenge will be trying to get those in the MGB, because that's what I'm going to be taking it in tomorrow. So yeah, we'll sort that, and I'll put this back in the airing cupboard until it's required, which might be next week actually. After I go to the Isle of... I'll stop doing that so you can hear what I'm saying. After I go to the Isle of Man, the bike is booked in for its first MOT and service, ready for my European trip. So I'll make a call before I get the ferry back, and make a decision on whether the rear needs doing, because I'm sure you can see there, the tread's okay at the moment, but I think on the highway for a bit in Europe and stuff, it's I don't want to run the risk. So yeah, and ask him just to add it to the list of jobs. Interestingly, I put this down. When I was getting my Fireblade MOT'd, I said to him, so Tuono's booked in a couple of days, or next week, for a service. I said, one thing I need you to take a look at as well is these bolts here. So what a ball ache of a job this was. There was a blanking plate on there from Evotech, and I sheared off the little torque stars, or they were Allen key heads, I think, Allen heads. Again, got the right one that fitted, but they've been Loctited in or something, so I had to drill those out, and I now need to buy a new blanking plate. And the same thing has happened with these bolts under here. You know, put the wrench on, and it's just slipping inside it. It was the right size, but what to do? Everything just seems to be Loctited in. So I've asked him if he can have a look. He said, oh, I can put some heat on it. And I thought, well, I don't want you to put heat. You'll have to take all the fairings off, and I've got to go out on a ride with my mate after a few hours, so you can't have it that long. And he said, we've got some bite tools we can try and sort of bash on and then try and... So the idea was I'm making a bracket that I could then clamp the Insta360 to, because you've heard the story multiple times. I've put the Insta360 on this tail section here on the pole, and I actually sheared it. But I'll just show you the bracket as it stands at the moment, because it's been a bit of a work in progress. It's 3mm thick aluminium I've been using, and it's taken quite a bit of filing and stuff. I might use this as a template, because I'm not sure whether I've got the holes fully in the right place, but if I haven't, this will just be a good template. I've got a big strip of it. It's an L-shaped piece of aluminium, and the view is that that's the front as I've marked up. Look, see, I do some engineering type stuff. Okay, and it should slide in. There's a little thing there. Yeah, it catches on that, so it'll slide into there. And yeah, I'll spray it all black so it'll look a bit more neat. And then from this side, I'm not sure whether those holes are going to be in the right place. I can make another though. Some clamp adapters that I can then clamp the big 3-meter pole I've got and send it up out the back of the bike. I think that's a good trajectory to avoid the indicator. But I'll make them. I've even marked it sort of oblong, oval, so you can just adjust it a little bit. So yeah, always something to do. But yeah, let's go and get that fitted, and you'll join me when I put it back on. I'm going to stand outside. It's bloody... I'm sweating. Hi guys, welcome back. So just come back from the service centre, had the new tyre fitted, so it's all ready to go. We've got nice black weights on it there, if you can see. Smart. And interestingly, I thought the tread pattern would have gone like that for the front, but it's actually like that. So somewhere I can see there's a directional sign there, front that way, but the tread just looks a bit backwards, and I know it's the front because that was on the right way around. So yeah, I'm going to go and put my scruffs on again as usual, and then you can join me in the shed of doom. It's giving me anxiety, this place. Look at this. Trying to squeeze through, and trying to squeeze around everything. I did say to the guy, I said, I tell you what, nothing I ever do goes easily. And he said, well, what's going on today? I said, getting this front wheel off was an absolute ball ache. I said, I couldn't get the spindle out. You know, I said there's like 2 little holes on it, and I put an Allen key type thing through it. He said, oh, it should just slide straight out unless it's rusty. I said, it's not rusty at all, but just I got a right sweat on doing that. So anyway, and I'm nervous every time I walk past the bikes. I like to just pull the clutch in and just put the brake on. I don't know why. And I've reminded him, do not do that because all the bloody pistons will fall out. So yeah, and I said to him, I'm going to the Isle of Man. Oh, have I scratched it? No, it's okay. I'm going to the Isle of Man. I might have said on the earlier bit. And very shortly after, I'm going to Europe. So I thought I'll make a call while I'm on my last day of the Isle of Man, how much rear tyre I've got left. Because if you can see there, it is looking a bit low. And this is me just being cheap, actually. And I've just decided I'm going to take the spare tyre down and just give it to him. Just get it fitted, so he'll have no shoes on for Europe. For the sake of, I don't know, a couple of months worth. Just get it done. Just get it done. So, yeah, let's go and fit this. The sun's coming out, so it's starting to warm up. It gets very hot in here. So let's do that before I start sweating, because I'm going to go for a ride on it afterwards.
And I said to him, what pressure are you putting in the front? He said, oh, 36. So 33 is the standard for the Tuono front. So I said, can you put 30 in? Because I went to the Isle of Man, and it's kind of almost borderline track day riding. Just reminding myself, I'm going to let some out the rear. I'll see what that's running. We'll put that at 32, I think. Kind of just making it up a little bit, but as long as it's less than standard, that's all I care about. Should be 36 on the rear for this. And I've let some... Oh, stuck again. I've let some pressure out the back of the Fireblade because that was, I think it's 42 standard, which is just ridiculous. We'll come this side. Yeah, it's 42 standard on the blade, and it's a bit hard. I was bumping all over when I went on a ride on it. Oh, where's me? Oh wow, that's a bit lower than I thought. I don't think it's on properly. My God, help myself a bit. Oh, that's about right. That is good. Yeah, so it's probably, I've not ridden that for a while, so that's just a bit lower anyway. It's about 32 or something already. So that's good. Either that or we've got a slow puncture. I love how it blues off, you know that. No, we're all good. We're all good. So yeah, let me get changed, and then we'll get this fitted. And what I will do is I'll just start it up and see whether the fuel light is still flickering. That was a problem from last trip. Yeah, no issues there. It's doing it again. Yeah, not sure whether you can hear me. Yes, so that's another job on the list. Went for a ride a while ago, and that came on. Just started flashing, and I've read about it. It's hey, I'm talking to the world here. I'm vlogging, trying to make a living.
Yeah.
Oh, is that mine?
Yeah, it's knocks on your door.
I don't know what I bought. Ah, I know what it is. Bin bags.
Bin bag?
Well, heavy-duty refuse sacks for clearing these stones. Well, yeah. Yeah, no, I've just changed my front tyre.
Oh, sound.
So I got that sorted. But yeah, the fuel light is flashing. It's a fault. The sensors go. It'll work. It'll be fine. I just need to reset the mileage and not use the gauge. But it's annoying. Wait, yeah.
Wait and see.
Yeah, no worries, Charlie. See you in a bit. So yeah, so that was my neighbour kindly taking my posting while I'm in the garden, not here in the door. But I'll just clean this. I don't like having a dirty rim. And then, yeah, I was just saying to him there what I intended to do today, actually, knowing that my fuel light was a little bit dodgy, is actually run it and see how far I can get on a tank. Because now I don't know, and I can try and go to 70 miles or so, but last thing I need is to bloody run out of fuel. So it might clear itself up. It did that last time. So whether it's just been sat and just needs some circulation, I don't know. But yeah, right. Well, I'll go for a ride. I'll go to the Isle of Man. I'll come back and we'll show you the new rear tyre. So on this occasion, I decided to take the loose rear tyre in and I just have it fitted as part of the service and MOT. Everything went well, no issues raised, and we've got new rubber on for our European trip. The next video I'm going to do, I'll be showing you the luggage solution I've used, which is not directly applicable to the Aprilia Tuono 1100, but I've made it fit and I think you'll be interested. So thanks for watching the channel, guys, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.